Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've worked on anything really, since I made a video, but I'm back because I felt like doing something, I have the time, and I really want to get the Whizzer driving this summer. So I want to work on this a bit. There's quite a few things, there's a few things, not quite a few, but there's a few things that still have to be done. I need extra bracing between the engine and frame and the transmission and the frame, or in between. Just need more bracing, just for rigidity. I need a foot peg just to rest my feet on. I need pedals for brake and clutch. I already have the clutch. It's working. Oh wait, there we go. I need a shifter, which I was just kind of poking around with a minute ago. I kind of figured out what I'm gonna do. These marks indicate like where each gear is, so like that's reverse here, that's neutral, first, second, third. So that should be fairly easy. Need to hook up a throttle because can't really use it without a throttle. And I think that's it. Throttle, shifter, brake pedal, clutch pedal. Should be it, really. Like, all I need is controls right now. So, I think I'm gonna start, and I want to start working on the throttle, just because that seems pretty easy. I don't have much time left for today. But I want to make a notch in this so I can just slot this straight in, and just make the connection a little bit stronger. And then, I don't know where the other end of that is. Down here. Gotta try and figure out a way to mesh that into making it work. Might still be possible. I don't know. That's not for right now. For right now, I just want to work on this and get that figured out. So, go cut a notch in that and see if it works. I got that part done. Very simple. It actually works very good now. Because I used to have these weird little connections because I didn't want to modify anything on the bike, but I'm past that point. So, oh, it's not focusing anymore. There we go. So that's all done. And now I'm figuring out something down here because I can get, where'd that go? Okay, that's now in there. So I'm trying to figure out a way to mount this properly so that I can actually adjust the throttle. So I think I'm going to try and modify the original plate I made. Or at least try and use it just for scrap. Because I just gotta try and figure out a way to get it hooked up properly. That shouldn't really be that big of an issue though. So I'm gonna see what I can do for that, and hopefully I find something pretty easy. It's been about 2 weeks. Well, it has been 2 weeks. I worked a little bit on this last weekend, but I didn't film it because I didn't really have time. All I did was I just finished off the throttle, essentially. Put a little notch in this. So, focus. Whoops. Come on. Oh. Put a little notch in that. You can kind of see where it is. So now that's all tight. I moved the spring. I put a little hole in the frame there for the return spring. And I reused the bracket from before, and I just kind of modified it a little bit because I realized I had a notch in it. So I drilled a hole in that and managed to pop that in, so that's held in tight. And now there's not really any play in the throttle. There used to be a lot. So like if I were to pull this, you could kind of pull it to max and then push like another ½ inch past it, because there was so much play just in all my connections and stuff. But now it's actually tight, which is lovely. So now that that's done, I still have quite a few things more I have to do. But I think before I work on any of that, I was also working on the shifter a bit. That's not really related right now, but what I want to do is I want to reinforce the engine, because I remember the first time I started it up, it was kind of shaking a bit. So I want to just put an upper engine mount here and just have it go to these two bolts, just so it won't like sway from side to side as much. It'll just kind of hold in. That would make me happier. And I also want to put another transmission mount. I don't really care where it mounts to. I'm fine if it's just mounting to the engine, but just because I also noticed that was swaying around a little bit, and I'd like for this to be as strong as I can make it. So I want to put a bracket probably from one of these, maybe from like here to here or something. I don't really care. Just anywhere it could be more reinforced. So I'm gonna start with this upper one because that's the easiest, and then while I'm doing that, I'm probably just gonna see if there's a spot I can put one of those. Probably put it like here to here. It doesn't have to be big, I just want something, another point of contact, I guess. So I'm gonna get on that, and it shouldn't take too long. I have the metal right here for it. Doesn't need to be crazy strong, I just want something to just hold it in place a bit more. So I'm gonna start sketching that out and I'll be back. It's been like half an hour. I got the bracket made. It was really quick, so I didn't film anything. It's pretty bad, but it does its job. It's bolted up. I even put a little bit of foam in there just so it doesn't vibrate against the frame too hard. And the engine doesn't really seem to be like swaying. It's kind of hard with camera in hand because I can't get enough leverage on it, but I think I want to put the gas tank on it and just see if it'll run for a minute so I can see like where the vibration's coming from. Because if the transmission's not like vibrating or shaking, I'm not going to do anything with it, but I want to see if that bracket fixed the engine shaking. So I'm going to put that on and start up for a little bit. Okay, well, I got the gas tank on. And while I was doing that, I just messed around with the throttle a little bit, and it popped out. So I ended up doing just like a quick little fix. It's the same thing essentially, except I put a safety pin on it so it won't be able to slide out again. Just putting my idle screw back. Because I just remembered that was a thing. The gas is leaking, as it usually does, so that's not really any different. I have the clutch disengaged. I don't really have a neutral yet, so see if it does anything. It's been quite a while since it's run, so that's pretty good though. And I didn't really notice the engine shaking too much, but that's also half the reason why I recorded, so I can actually look back at it. Also, I was looking at the transmission. It's also not moving. So I think I might have just been focusing on the engine before. Didn't really notice the transmission, but for right now, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna have to sort that out. It's just a temporary mount right now. I think I might end up getting rid of the glass bowl and replace it with a different the valve just because it doesn't work. But so far that's doing pretty good. I'm happy with that for right now. So I think what I want to do is I gotta try and work on foot pegs, because I'm gonna have my pedals be on the foot pegs now. So on the other side is gonna be brakes, on this side it's gonna be clutch. That's why this bar is still here. Sticks out a little bit. So I gotta try and find a good placement for my feet to go that hopefully doesn't go straight into the flywheel and the wheel. And I also gotta try and leave room for my kickstart. There's like half of it, there's the other half there. Yep. Yeah, I gotta try and leave room for that because it's kind of a pain to wrap the string around. So I need that, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna be plotting out where that goes for right now. Because once I figure that out, the pedals are gonna be nothing. Because it's just gonna be put a lever on one, put a lever on the other, hook them up. And then after that, all I have left to do is a shifter. I gotta just make it bend upwards so I can grab it and figure this out. I put marks for all the gears, so I just gotta file into it and put a spring on that. Pretty mundane stuff. So I'm gonna try and figure out where my feet can go. It's a little bit later. I figured out where I want the foot peg to go. It's actually kind of predetermined for me. If I put it right up against this, I added the kickstart on just to see if it would interfere with anything. It doesn't somehow. It's got like a negative amount of clearance. It works, whatever. But yeah, if I put this bar right up against the engine mount, it actually lines it up perfectly and it lines it up level. So I'm gonna just weld it there, and then this strange piece of metal rod I found somehow is strong enough to be a footrest. I did like a little strength test. I propped it up against like an angle and I put my whole weight on it, and it like does not bend. So don't know what it is, but it's my new footrest. And other than that, I'm just kind of tooting around, just looking at stuff. Is that missing? That was weird. I gotta actually remember to put that on. That's for the brake. What I'm gonna do right now though is I'm gonna work on my transmission a little bit. I have it. Oh, let me zoom in. I have it marked where each gear is. So that's third, second, first. That's neutral. And then this weird little mark down here, that's reverse. Because every bike needs a reverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plate off. I'm going to grind these bumps off. And I'm going to file these lines in. I'm going to file a notch into each one. Not a crazy amount, maybe like half an inch. Just enough for this bar here that when I actually want to go into gear, I can like pull it down and slam it in, and I'm going to have a spring to hold it in. So I like pull out, go up, and then push it in. I want to do that because that's not going to be that hard to do. And while I'm doing that, I'm probably going to take this off because I just have to bend this upright and I believe lengthen it a little bit. Yeah. Well, I'm going to get started on that because I'd like to try and get that done before nighttime, because I know it's not really going to happen, but I'd like to try and get the Whizzer running for like next weekend maybe, because I don't know, I just miss it. I'd like to drive it. So I'm going to work on that and I'll be back. It's now 9 o'clock and I am back. I just finished filing the notches in. I ended up not flattening this out first. And my train of thought for that is as I'm shifting through the gears, if it's all flat, chances are, because I won't be able to see, I'll be sitting up here. So chances are, when I go to grab a gear, I'm gonna grab it out of neutral, and if it's flat, it would just go whoop, straight to whatever gear it goes into first. But if I have it kind of grooved like this, I can use the spring tension, and it can drag across here and then go in. It's just a little bit of roughage to kind of like make sure it doesn't blow straight through all the gears. I gotta block off reverse still, that's for later. But yeah, every gear goes in, every gear should work. Yeah, second gear. Can't go, okay. It's in second gear now. And now what I'm doing is I just made a mark on, you can't really see it, but I made a mark right here on the shifter. I'm going to bend it, and then we'll just like lengthen it. I'm going to try and find a piece of pipe or rod or something and just bend it straight up, just so that I can like actually reach it from my seat. Because right now I can kind of reach it in third, but the problem is like if it's in neutral, like that goes down. Turn the wheel a little bit. Yeah. Because like when it's in neutral, like it's down about 6 inches from, no, 7, 8. It's down a significant way from where it is in third. So I'm gonna go look for some pipe, cut that, bend it, and weld it all back together, and hopefully then the transmission will be done. It's now 9:30, and I've done about all I can do. Done quite a bit today. I'm very happy with it. Fixed the throttle after the problematic thing, got it running. Got that all figured out, whatever you want to call that, shifter gate. And I actually just finished the shifter. Not finished, I gotta weld it. I gotta weld up there and down here. But now, I'm not gonna put it on the bike because it's too hard where it was, because if I put it on, it's just gonna flop down. But this is the correct angle and everything. I have all the marks lined up. So tomorrow, I'm probably gonna weld this up, and that'll be my shifter. And I'm kind of happy with where it goes. Third, it gets a little iffy because it gets a little close to me. Like, I'm almost sitting on the shifter, but that's not an issue. Because as long as I can shift, it's going to be much better than the transmission I had before. So I'm fine with that. And tomorrow, while I'm welding, I'm probably going to weld this on as well. Just because if I have it out, I might as well. So I'm probably going to spend next few minutes in here just getting this all ready. And then that way I can just weld it and be done tomorrow. And then all I'll have left to do is clutch and brake pedal, and then hook those up. So I'm pretty happy. I also gotta figure out what I want to do with that, because it's been dripping for a while. But that's a tomorrow problem. So I'm gonna end it off here and pick it back up tomorrow. It is the next day, and I finished welding the shifter. So that's all good now. All I have left to do is I gotta put a pin in that, just because it if you pull up a little hard, it kind of pops out. And that might not be a good thing while I'm driving down the road. So have to put a pin in that. That's nothing though. And I am now working on the pegs. It's in a good spot. I just filed it down a hair there, so it kind of wraps around the pipe a bit more. And I'm about to weld it. It's not the best looking thing, but like this entire bike's just kind of made of scrap, so I don't care. And I mean, it does its job, and it does its job easy, which is what I want. So I'm going to get ready and just weld it up, and hopefully it goes pretty easy. It's like a half hour later. I finished welding the foot pegs on. Looks okay. I some pretty good welds on. That side's okay. I got far more on that side. But it's sturdy, like it's not gonna move. And now that's done, I can start working on the pedals. That's essentially the last thing I have to do to get this driving again, is just the pedals. So I need a clutch pedal on this side. I need it so that when I push down here, it pushes this up, which, I mean, isn't hard. I can just use a simple lever. So I'm gonna figure out how I want to mount these on, because I don't actually know yet. It won't be hard, like, might even use like a pipe or something. I think I have some lying around. But yeah, and on the other side for the brakes, I still have to bolt all the brakes up there too. But I'm gonna have a chain running around that, and have it run underneath all of this, and come up to a pedal here where, same thing as before, I push down, it pulls, and then that's gonna be my brakes. And that's essentially the last major thing I have to do, and after that, it's really just find a way to mount the gas tank on. Hopefully it doesn't leak, or try and find a new valve for it. I need to put a pin in this, and as well as a spring. What else? Gotta bolt up brakes. Oh yeah, my kickstart. I gotta try and find a way to get that working again. So I think what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna work on figuring out what I can do with the pedals, and I'm gonna go look for some springs, just because that would solve a few things. So I'll be back. It is now the next weekend. I've been tuning around a little bit. I forgot to record a clip of what I did last weekend, like finish off. I ended up finding some springs, and I got the kickstart working. I modified a little bracket I literally just found on the ground. It was right there. And I just modified that with this spring. Modified the spring a bit. And now, kickstart actually works again. Looks a little janky. Looks kind of spindly, but it does actually work. It does rub against here, but that's not really an issue to me. I'll just put like a little bit of oil on it just to help it out. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I figured out a design I wanted to use for the pedals. I found some like weird piece of metal. There's like 4 of these. It's like an X. Still have it. Yeah, it was this. I'm not sure what this would be used for. Probably a stand, but I can see I cut off one of them, and I'm using that as a pedal because it's kind of pedal shaped. Has a little bit of play there. Anyway, I ended up forgetting to record this, but I made the pedal. I took a little piece of pipe and welded it in, just so that when it's on the stand, like, it doesn't flip from side to side. It's actually pretty stable. You can kind of hear it rattle a little bit, like this all it moves. Oops. So that's probably one of the tightest controls I've ever made. And what I'm going to do, I just finished doing this. This was just kind of boring. I just cut this off and drilled a little hole in it, and I have a hole drilled in that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this rod that was like a flagpole or something, and I'm going to just make a linkage in between these 2 holes. That way, so that when I press this down, it pushes this up. So like that. And that's going to be my clutch. So all I have to do is really just cut this out. I don't really care how long it is, doesn't matter. I want to try and get the pedal to be like in this position somewhat. I don't want it to be too high or too close to the flywheel because my foot has to go on this. And I don't really want to lose my my toe yet. So it's gonna be around like this height something. Yeah. Well, I'm going to start working on this. Shouldn't take too long because all I have to do is just bend these and drill a hole through them. So I'll be back. It's a little while later, and I got the linkage all done. And now the clutch actually works. I kind of like the look of it. It's fun. Press it down. Does everything I need to. Doesn't rattle around a little. It kind of rattles, but like that's expected. I drilled 2 holes to put cotter pins in just because I noticed that if this slid, which it's going to vibrate. It ended up sliding like straight over into the flywheel. Didn't quite touch it, but it was like a finger gap in between it. So that secures it in place. I got the pins into the arm, and so far everything works pretty good. I'm happy with how that works. I can push it down with my foot and everything. And I did a little bit more on the other side. I got a cotter pin in for the shifter. I got a washer in there too. And I also put a little elastic strap holding this bar down just because I couldn't figure out how to get a spring from anywhere over there to hold the arm down. And I figured the easiest thing would be just an elastic, and I mean, it works. Like if I let everything go, like it holds in there, so it's not a lot of resistance, but I mean, like it still actively pulls it into gear, so it won't fall out. So that's all good. Technically I could drive it now. I just don't have any way to stop. So the next and essentially last thing really, is going to be brake pedal. Because I kind of want to stop so I don't like die. So all I have to do is, I think I'm going to make essentially a copy of the pedal over here. Because I do kind of like that design and it works really good for these. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm probably just going to have a linkage, because that's the chain I use to wrap around this. I'm probably just going to have that run the length of the bike. I don't think it interferes with anything under here. No, it doesn't. Besides the cobweb. Yeah, I'm just going to have that linkage run all the way to the front here. Around here somewhere. And then when I press down, it should pull on the brakes. So I'm sure I'll run into an issue or two. I always do, because there's always just rough ideas, but I think that's going to be my plan for right now. So I'm going to go start making another pedal, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's about an hour and something later. Second pedal has been made. Actually made this one a lot faster. It's a little better quality. And I was working on the brakes, just trying to figure out what I can do. I got the first half of the brake system fixed. I got the actual like thing mounted up over there, because I realized if I hit the brakes, it's just going to spin around and not do anything. So I got that all set up. I got the return spring for the brakes. I got the chain looped around. I extended it. I connected it somewhere around there. It's all the same chain. I just split it a long time ago. And I'm currently still thinking on this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up having this sprocket welded on to this. And that way when I push down, like, it's going to pull the chain with it. It's going to kind of like that, actually. Like, it's going to pull. So that's what I'm thinking of for right now. I had to fight to get that sprocket off, but I'm going to see what I can do. I think I got to remove like every other tooth in this sprocket. Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm going to work on that for a little bit, and I'll be back when it's a little better. I might even weld it or tack weld it in place. Well, I'm pretty much done. Almost. I'm getting pretty close. I got it all welded up, and I got it to the right length I need. Still working on a few things, but like this is is how it's going to work essentially. I mean, it works kind of. Only problem is if I let it go, it goes backwards. Which I mean, I guess I could push like that and it would pull it, but I kind of want my forward pedal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my cotter pins in to hold it, and then I'm just going to weld a little notch on this, so when I put my cotter pin in, it'll hit and it won't be able to go past the pin. I think that should work. And what is happening here? Yeah, I gotta work on this a little bit. Might need something to help hold it in. But for right now, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll be back when that's all done. It's a little while later. The neighbors are doing something, I don't know, but they've been being a little obnoxious. Anyway, I got this all figured out. So now when I press the brake pedal, pulls the chain, which pulls that backwards. Everything's figured out. It looks like a little bit of a disaster. But I had to weld like a little pin to stop it from going back. But now, right there is essentially full braking power. So I'm pretty happy with that. Shouldn't interfere with anything. I haven't. Should probably test it now that I think about it, because I haven't actually sat on it yet. Got my clutch. Doesn't have to do much. Got my brake. Yep. Yeah, because whenever I come to a stop, I'll be able to. That'll be pretty good. There. Well, I'm pretty sure that's all of the hard stuff I had to do on this. Because the shifter all works. I got a brake pedal, I got pegs, I got clutch, throttle. Honestly, I think the only thing I have left to do is just put the gas tank back on. I gotta go to town tomorrow. I gotta see if I can get like one of those plastic valves. Because this, like all of the gas I put in here last week, it leaked out. You kind of see it in the bowl there. That's the level it was like up to here before, so it all leaked out. Which sucks, but I mean, if this stuff is genuine Whizzer parts, then it's from the 40s, so I don't blame it. But just gotta put the gas tank on and I think be ready for a first test drive. So I'm gonna leave that off for tomorrow. I'm going out tonight, so yeah, I'll pick this back up in the morning. It is the next day. It's all back together, minus the transmission. I did get it out. It does drive, it does work. I only did like a little test drive. I can't hit second gear for some reason. It's most likely because of the like my plate on here. Second gear has to be just ever so slightly lower. So I gotta file that out. But while I was doing that, I just noticed a few things. Not even really big things, but like the transmission gets somewhat warm and it makes kind of a little grinding sound. So I decided to take it off and rip into it. It doesn't look the best. There's no like damage, but like the grease looks atrocious. Like that. It smells horrible in here. I don't know what that was, but it's not the best. So what I'm gonna do while I'm in here is I'm gonna clean all of this out. I believe this chain is for reverse because it's in the same direction. Yeah, I'm gonna clean this out. I'm gonna take the chain off because preferably I don't want to slam into reverse because I didn't block it off. So you can see it goes from neutral to reverse. It's like the gap is 1 fingertip, so it's not that safe. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this out and just put in some new grease. I'm probably gonna put in some gear oil too. I had some grease over here. I think it fell. Yeah, it fell down. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this out and yeah, just make it so it doesn't explode immediately upon hitting highway speeds. So I'm gonna be back if there's anything of note. It has been 3 weeks since the last clip, and transmission is all back together. Everything works fine. It works pretty good. There are a few things I still want to do, but the purpose of this video was essentially just to get this to a point where it all works. One thing I noticed is my clutch belt, for some reason, has chemically dissolved. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I don't even know if you can see in there, but like the belt's cracking from the inside out. Like it looks like something got on it and it started to dissolve. Because it didn't get hot at all. Nothing touched it from what I saw. But it was melting a little bit beforehand. I don't know if it's just a bad belt, but like I've never had a belt fray like this. So I did get a new one. These are apparently quite hard to come by now, as I had to go to the Canadian Tire in Bridgewater instead of mine to get it. They only had one available. But no idea what happened to that. So not that much of an issue. I guess I'll just keep an eye out for whatever happened. I think that was leaking a bit of oil. Nope. I guess not. I think my air filter is also like restricting some flow. I think as I'm driving, it's pulling air past it, and it's starting to choke out. So in the future, I want to take this and turn it that way, and just have a pipe going in between, like corner, just so that as I drive, it can keep up. Because I was noticing it kind of crapped out the moment there was a load on it. It couldn't keep up. And other than that, I can't really think of anything. I do want to brace the transmission a bit more and maybe put a larger pulley on it. But that is for a different video, because I am currently done with this one. Like I said, a little bit more tweaking and stuff. But right now, that's not my top priority, as the Dodge is in here again. I've given up on this engine. I've given up on it so much, in fact, that out here in the Datsun, I have a brand new engine. This is a 1976 Dodge 360 engine. The guy I bought it from said that his friend pulled it out of a fire truck, and that it may have heavy duty, or it may have a forged crank, as some of it is heavy duty. And I noticed a few things on it, given that, like, I'm pretty sure this is where the EGR should be. What did I do? There we go. Pretty sure that's where the EGR should be. Doesn't have one. There's no emission stuff at all. And it also had a heavy duty transmission on it. So the wind's probably pretty loud right now, but I just wanted to show this engine off. It's also a 2-barrel carburetor. So it's just like this. Also has a heavy duty fan. So this engine, I am going to be swapping in. I'm going to get out of the wind. But I'm going to be swapping that in this weekend instead of working on that. I do want to work on that, but that's for a different day when I have more time. I really want to get this in and just figure out what I need to try and like get this car running, hopefully before winter. So I'm gonna end off this video and get to work on that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It took quite a while to make, but I'm very happy I have the Whizzer all done now, because I kind of missed not having a bike to drive around. And even in the state it's at right now, I could still go for a little drive, but a few more things to finish. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.